Welcome back to the Titanium Hangout. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with the weekly news in review for the 13th of July, 2025. And gotta say, this week the news was mostly dominated by Tfcon Toronto and mostly dominated by Fans Toys. And they only revealed a few things, but there's other interesting stuff going on at Tfcon Toronto and just a couple of other side stories in the Transformers realm, and we will get into looking at all that fun stuff. Then we've also got some Thundercats things. Man, I gotta admit, I got a couple Super 7 Ultimates things. They may sound good on the surface, but they're not. I'll get into that. Then we've got some Turtles Playmates putting out their 1988 6-pack remastered, and I think these look pretty cool. It's if you want the vintage stuff, but better. Then we've also got a little bit of Mask to talk about. I gotta say this, it just keeps going up. I mean, if you're talking about the price, I'm bamboozled by all this. And also some Star Wars stuff, mostly some reissues, a couple of new things here and there for the most part. Talk about this more. While everybody else is worried about a missing minute and should be worried about the right door, we're worried about toys coming up. Alright, starting out with what's new at ShowZ as always. Well, this is actually Gundam, and it is Zartan. It is the Hiya Toys Exquisite Mini Series 1/18 scale, and little stylized kind of in the classified range at 1/18 scale. But $31, and it is the only one they have in stock right now, and the rest are just pre-orders. But it showed up. If you're interested in this, one of the few places in the world you can get it. And a quick reminder on this dead end. I want to point out that the shipping keeps fluctuating day to day. I think 2 days ago it was $1.50. Now it's $3.40, but it's not $23 anymore. So still one of the lowest prices on this dead end. I don't know when it's actually going to ship, but probably within a month. And for you Joe lovers out there, there's the Fans Hobby 112 VEA-01 missile launcher set for VE-03 strike vehicle. In other words, this is a G.I. Joe classified scale cannon that can be used, wink wink, and as we get through this, we're going to see some updated pictures to another project from Fans Hobby. Surprised this was not in the Tfcon photos. And remember, TH in the Support Your Reviewer on the main page if you want to go and help the channel out by buying stuff at ShowZ store and saving you some money. Before we get into TFCon, there's a LEGO Icons 1035AG1 Soundwave. This is the official reveal. And I admit, I think it looks cooler than I originally expected. So, I mean, I'm going to say that. I'm going to go on record. I did not think it would look this good. This actually looks better than when I saw they were making the Soundwave. And I do have to say, the Lego is impressive. It's impressive. It definitely is. It's impressive with the price, too. It's how much they can charge is also quite impressive. But it contains 1,505 pieces, stands 33 centimeters tall in robot mode, which is about 13 inches tall, which is about right. And I believe this set is about $180, $190, but it looks pretty good. And I don't know how the transformation works. I guess there's a video probably, but you might just unplug stuff and plug stuff back in. That's a possibility too. But the ones I see, it seems like they do actually transform. So we're going to get into TFCon presentation. I'm not showing all the pictures. By no means am I showing all the pictures. I'm also going to omit anything that I think we've already talked about more than once on the channel. And so, Mechanical Skull Studios, we have actually seen this. Before we go any further, I want to say shout out to TM Reviews over on his channel. Sony has done a great job with coverage. I did watch his live stream that he live streamed, the 3D panel. That is this third-party panel. It's really awesome that he does that and goes to those conventions. He's turning into the Pixel Dan of the Transformers universe, so, you know, shout out. Great job. Go over to his channel if you want to watch the actual live stream of the actual third-party panel. Okay, so getting into this, we've got these two jets here, and they are, I believe they're Legend Scale, Mechanical Skull Studio. I was supposed to get one of these. I don't know what happened. It never came in yet. I think I was going to get Starscream, but never got it. But anyway, this they're going to be putting out these small mini figures, mini cons with it, mini figures going with them. So that is the new thing that I didn't even know about. Now this is evidently not anyone else knew about this either. So that's a new thing that they're doing. And then that's what a figure looks like in the bot mode. We've seen this before. We've already seen the Starscream pictures, and now they're just going to recolor it. But it is interesting. I am looking forward to getting one. My hands on one, checking one out, and at least seeing what's going on over here. This is, they're saying this includes 2 mini vehicles. So there's 2 Seekers, there's a Demolisher, and a tank prototype, which is kind of fun. So this is their tank prototype. Tank prototype being a Megatron. Is that what I'm hearing or feeling or seeing? That's what it looks like. Kind of in a G2 respect. Here is the tank itself, and that looks good. So to me, when I see the tank Megatron, I always think of G2 versus a G1. But we know the Studio Series Leader class, it is what it is. Then this is, I guess, their Armada Demolisher, if that's what it is. And these look great. I mean, they look nice and clean. They look smooth. Wonder if they're going to add any additional texturing to them. For me personally, I would not want more texture and detail added. I think this looks great the way it is, but other people would probably want more detailing to them. Again, these are all smaller little guys. I do believe all they're working on right now is Legends. We'll find out if there's more to that. Getting into Robot Toys. Now, Robot Toys is doing Legends and Masterpiece simultaneously, so I do have both of these in Legend scale. Not 100% sure if they're going to upscale those to Masterpiece. They are showing stuff we've already gotten and kind of hinting at the possibility of getting this in Masterpiece, but there are true Masterpiece ones coming that we're going to see here in a bit. So just running through, I guess we've already seen this because we've reviewed it. That leads into this one right here. So this is kind of the Chester the Cheetah. Tony the Tiger Deco Tigertron. Okay, well, whatever. That's cool looking, though. A good reason to put out a reissue and a recolor. I guess they're looking for any reason, and I don't think that's a bad one, to tell you the truth. It's a good-looking figure overall, and I missed out. See, I missed out on Cheetor, so I was kind of hoping that somehow this would magically bring a Cheetor back around, but it's not the end of the world if they don't, though. I mean, I'll still live. I'll just get this one and call it my Cheetor, which I think, in a roundabout way, they assume some people will end up doing that, but we'll see what happens. Then there's going to be some, I think these are hints at reissues or just color variations of what they've already made. And so here we go with the RTO10C Sandmech. And then this is going to be Scarlet Lord. So 2 different repaints. It will be interesting to see how that works out. And then we get into a Masterpiece Waspinator, which we've already seen this picture before, but it is just kind of, it's important, I guess, to get the Masterpiece Waspinator, 16 centimeters. So here's a picture of some renders that are more further along, I guess, of the Waspinator. It's the RTD02 Beedrill. So the key is, if it says D in it, D02, that's Masterpiece. And it's going to be 6.29 inches tall, something like that. This one does not have a D in it, so it is Legends Black Beetle Tarantulas. And it is, let me see if I can get right back to where I was. And we've seen this project before, but this is looking pretty good. Trying to keep it all straight, what's Legends and what is Masterpiece. But this is Legends, and it's 7.5 centimeters. And they've done a pretty good job so far with Legends. I'm really interested in seeing how this looks, though. The D03, the Kraken. The Kraken is Rampage. Rampage looks really good. And he was an interesting character on the show. I know the Vintage Toy was subpar in my opinion, but I feel like this is way better. So it's just my thoughts on it, and this is something that I'm looking forward to. It's huge, though. It's massive. I don't really know. I got to find a better way to store the legs. You know, those legs, the crab legs. And here he is in his alt mode. Probably he'll stay in his alt mode most of the time, but the bot mode does look pretty good. I think they've done a really good job with these renders and showing they were originally very kind of sharp edge and now this is more smooth lines on it. I like that better. I do like the direction they're going, and it looks really good. And one more good picture of the good old Kraken, and there's options for what you can do with those legs, but I think I can do even more with it myself. But this is the one that I think is the most exciting from them, is the Depth Charge. This was my favorite figure out of all of the Beast Wars. The character was awesome. The figure was decent in the vintage era, or whatever you call. It's technically not vintage because it was 96. 96 is modern era, but the 1996 figure. But it still had its limitations, and there were some weird things about it. But I liked it. It was decent. This, I think, will be way better, and vast improvement on that one. Here we go in one of the forms of the alt modes. It's kind of with the wings up, laces out. There it goes. Then here it is with wings out. So I will probably display it in this. I like this mode the most. And the vintage one, I never felt I had everything in the right way. Like, I never felt like everything was exactly the way it should be. I'm like, should it be like this? I feel like it's going to clip in just right here. And this is Gigastorm upgrade kit. Collaboration with Toy Hacks. Gigastorm conversion set for Tfcon. And you can get this this light up horn there, if that's the thing you want. Available at Tfcon Toronto and online in August. And then same thing over here. They're coming later in July online, but they're available at Tfcon. And so they've got a bludgeon upgrade kit, orange or green option, and kind of cool stuff. It just adds extra stuff to it to deck it all out if you're into that stuff. If you're into the upgrade kits, not enough production. Now, getting into New Age, we're not going to go through too much of this with the New Age because we've already been through. We've seen most of these pictures. This is the animated Ratchet. I think we've already seen it, so we'll just move on to the next picture, which is going to be a yellow hoist. And there we go. If you're into all of that, you can get it. I think we've already seen that, though. What we haven't seen is this. So this is a Dinobot combiner. They are calling it Typhoon. And it really does. It appears to me to be sort of like a GoBot's power suit. Now, this is just looking at the picture and analyzing how everything's constructed here. It looks like you can stick your existing Dinobots in it. I might be wrong. You might have to buy all new Dinobots. I don't know. I'm just looking at this, trying to extrapolate what they have going on. What's the deal? What's the dealio with this? And with that, it's interesting looking. I don't know if I'm ever going to get it, but it's still fun to look at and try to figure out what they have going on with it. I'm sure we'll find out more information soon. Then we get into Craftsman Toys, who's doing... Okay, they're doing a Legends scale stylized Computron, but it still looks pretty good overall. I've got one leg. I'm waiting for more to come out. This is the DJS-02B. This is the Afterburner, and it looks good. Is this Afterburner? Afterburner? I am not 100% up on my names of my Computron, so it is what it is. Looks good, though. This Scattershot, I do believe, 100% Scattershot. And this is a pretty beefy figure, and it is going to be the main leader kind of figure. I'm curious exactly how it all goes together and how many... Well, we do see the pelvis here in a little bit, but it is interesting. And I was hoping they were moving faster on this than they are, but then again, I want it done right, so I'll wait. I can wait. I just got that bottom left leg there. That's all I've got. They're showing this off as in, like, what's coming next. This 2-pack. I believe it's 2-pack. And then down the road, what's coming. So it's kind of showing what's blacked out as the future. And they even show us the future. Now, this should all be coming in the box. You get the gun, one hand, a waist. It's not a waist. It's not a waist. It's no waist. And then we've got this. Now, this is the same pictures. Never mind. Then we got this. So this is this light speed? And we got light speed and Afterburner. Prototype 2. Anyway, this one here is light speed, I believe. And it looks good in bot mode. I really like the bot mode, but the alt mode is what I care about the most. The alt mode translates over into the combined mode, and combined mode is, well, once I get them combined, they're staying that way. That's all I'm saying. So, they look good so far. And then, like, another prototype of Afterburner. So in hand, prototype picture of what Afterburner actually looks like. Trying to follow their list of what they got going on the TFWs and showing the pictures. Then we get into their Grimlock prototype combiner. So this is interesting. It's different. I am not fond of the Dinobots combining. If I feel like it's been done before, why does it need to keep getting redone? But evidently people like it, or it wouldn't get redone so much. So he's got a clear chest. Let's be clear about that. Here we go with the Dino mode, and this is a big beast. So you can see with how big it is in comparison to some cough syrup. So that's great, and some headphones back there. And then it turns into this. So Craftsman is doing this. Like, this feels a lot like Star Toys or something like that, but this is, I'm sorry, Dream Star Toys. It feels like Dream Star Toys, but this says it's Craftsman. Then we get into a new company called Hammer Toys. This is not the symbol. This is just something they pulled off the internet, but to introduce Hammer Toys, and I left it in there so I'm not going, who is this? Who made this? It's Galaxy Force Optimus Prime. I think the only one, other one that did it was Transform and Roll Out. I could look that up, though. Yes, I do believe I am correct. It is Transform and Roll Out that made the TR-02A commander of the Star Cybertron Siege Optimus Prime Galaxy Convoy. But this looks like the same character, so it is what it is. And you got all the other guns opening on this. This one's Legends, though. It appears to be Legends. If that's a Coke can, a tall boy Coke can, then this is smaller than a Coke can, and yeah, and the other one's bigger than a bread box. Here it is, all armored up, and I think it looks pretty good armored up. I have to say, this looks pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. They've done a very good job with it so far. We'll see how it pans out as it goes. Another new company called Toy Buddy, and they're working on some stuff. They're working on this. This is the Rise of the Beast Bumblebee and the alt mode, which looks mean. It looks tough. It's not your friend. He's not your friend until he transforms into this. Then he's your friend. And I don't know. Did he get his voice back? I can't remember. Is this a movie with his voice or a movie without his voice? I gotta go watch it again, I guess. Nope, not worth it. Still looks good. They've done a good job with it. The W02TZX. This is Scourge. It's a teaser. And 32 centimeters, which is like 12 and a half inches, something along those lines. And then we get into what I was talking about. Speak of the Dreamstar toys, and they show up, right? So this is their stylized Devastator, and so this is the next member coming with the alt mode here. And it looks pretty good. I do like the shiny paint on it. They go for a more real-world look to it versus like the cartoony look. There it is, combined up. This is a render. I guess we're going to see some other non-renders here in a minute. Here's another one. I think this one's their Mix Master. We'll know in the alt mode. That's the weird thing about these, though. If I can't tell right away just by looking at it. I mean, is that a me thing, or is that a little too stylized? But then you could definitely tell in the alt mode, and you'll definitely be able to tell in combined mode. So it's still a good-looking combined mode overall. I like it. I was able to fend off their Superion. That's my favorite combiner, so I'm able to fend this off too. But it does look good. It looks solid. It looks like a pretty good option here. I mean, if you're not doing Fan Toys or X Transbots, but there it is with a real world. Looks real world to me. IRL, in real life. Now we're getting into some other stuff here. This is Zero One Studios Golden Primus Cybertron, and only got one or two pictures of it. I thought it looked pretty good. We've seen this before, but I mean, it's what they showcased, and they didn't showcase much else, so there's no reason to skim over too much. There's the alt mode again. There's like a blue base or an orange base. I'm sure there's some reason why, and it's mine to wonder why. I'll just wonder why. The planet mode looks pretty cool. Then we get into their broadside. I do have this pre-ordered already. They call this the 01S06 BoardCon. And mine's pre-ordered at ShowZ. ShowZ says this is going to be about 14.5 inches tall, or around the 14-inch tall. area. That's about how big it's going to be. And it looks pretty good. Now, they do show us the alt modes, and there's the alt modes. They look good. And a lot of people want the Broadside to be massive. Absolutely massive. I'm okay with him being 14 inches. I can live with that. The vintage toy was like, I mean, considered like a deluxe scale in today's terminology. Now we get into Bayan toys, and so this is the Roadmaster. We've seen this before, but it's a better shot, and I believe he's gonna have a really good paint job too. It's gonna be a legend scale figure with a really great paint job. They're also doing a Nemesis version, and the Nemesis version looks the same. Actually, doesn't look as shiny. Here's the alt mode to the Nemesis version, and yeah, I do think it does look pretty good. And then, yes, they do combine two onto this. So I'm guessing you could combine either one. The Nemesis could combine with it too, I bet. I'm not 100% sure, though. Wonder if they remold parts to make sure it doesn't combine. Just like say, hey, that's not how it should go. That'd be interesting. Ancient Fire. This one here is the Jetfire. Jetfire. Take my pots. Oh, it's not time for that yet. Then this is next to him in alt mode. I do need to compare this side by side to the G.I. Joe Raven. See, which one, how close are they? They're very close in my head. Well, side by side in pictures, they're probably not. Here's bot mode. Bot mode is pretty spot on to the source material, which means they did a good job. I just wished the Jetfire looked more like the standard Jetfire. I mean, I always wish that, but then you see it do this, and you're like, well, okay, I'll forgive it because this looks cool. This looks awesome, and yeah, I like it. I think they did a great job with this overall so far. Well, wait. Looks like they did. I haven't actually handled it to see how well it performs. Looks like a lot of work to transform it there, though. And then they're showing their Sentinel Prime. And they did show a lot more pictures. I'm not going to go too deep into this just yet. There's the alt mode. There is the alt mode. And yeah, looking pretty good. Looks like they are really... but they just really like the live action stuff. I guess they believe there's a larger live action market. Or it's untapped. One or the other. All right, Magic Square. I did not show all the Magic Square pictures. I'm not going to show them all because they're all the chibis, and I don't think we can do that another time. There's too much else to get to, but I thought this was interesting. We got an Ultra Magnus. Then it shows an Ultra Magnus in an Ultra Magnus, another picture. But these are kind of cool. I will say this. Don't put it past the fact that these are made with high quality. They just are. They look like they're like bobblehead little kitty stuff. They are made with high quality. But getting into the nitty gritty of what most of my viewers want to watch and want to see, and we already know about Vortex coming. They just put out more pictures, group pictures, which I think we've already seen them. So I'm shocked. This is it. Like we're not getting. I was thinking, would we get a tease on a Dinobot in Masterpiece scale, or a tease on another combiner, or a tease on a Megatron, or a tease on something? And they're just kind of showing us what they've done, and it feels like they're just going to do chibi stuff, which is a surprise. The Magic Square's going that direction, all those. And then combined, this is, as far as they've let us go so far, I guess you get the waist piece with the last one. Is that how it goes? Transform Dream Wave, Tidal Wave, that's not what this is. This is a chibi Bruticus, and we've seen this one before, and it is what it is. I think it looks pretty cool. It's interesting. These all do transform. They do have their alt modes. I don't think I've shown, because we've seen this before, but I haven't seen the alt modes. So I wanted to show the alt modes on this one, and I was not showing which company it is. But it still looks cool. It's interesting. I'm not sure if I'm in on any more of this chibi stuff, but I am fascinated by how it works. And then we've got this one right here in the combined modes. This is a future project that they are continuing to work on. Looks good. It looks alright. Chibi Dinobot Combiner. And then we get a Megatron. Steel Beast. And here it is in the alt mode. So starting with the Combaticon Combiner, those are all just question marks. and then getting into this. So this is some cool stuff. I'm sure more information will surface on these if you're interested. Now we're into Dreamwave. This is where I want to be with the Dreamwave stuff. And Tidal Wave. That's like, looks like a. Would you consider this a Legends Tidal Wave? I'm guessing Legends Tidal Wave. This is next to the Titan class. So, I mean, it's a pretty good size figure. Maybe scaling wise, maybe it's gonna scale with the mainline. All right, now we're getting a Toy Notch, and that's I think we've seen these before with just like one picture showing everything that they make. Now they're showing two different things. This is the Astrobotics Apollo Python, and these don't transform. They're just action figures. Then they've got the Atlas, and it looks good. It looks good. These things look highly articulated. They fit kind of in the world, and you know, some people are going to say if it don't transform, I don't want it, and then other people say it fits in nicely. Then we get into Mastermind Creations, MMC, and Tyrannplex Megatron. And here we are with Tyrannplex Megatron. Sold out at Tfcon, and it looks good. It's a good looking Megatron. It's it's a repaint, but it definitely works for an exclusive. Don't have to have it, but it'd be fun. And then you got different head options. You've got different options, and options are good with this guy. Then we get into their God Bomber. This is the Optus Seiko, like your watch, a Seiko watch. And this God Bomber looks pretty good. And then here it is in the combined mode. So this is sort of trying to give Takara a run for the money, I guess. Is that what they're trying to do here? But it looks good. I like it. Will they back metal any of this stuff? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to back metal any of that. Then we get into Ruination Armor Hide Japan colors. Nope. Fortiflex. Yeah, Fortiflex. So Ruination Japanese colors. This looks pretty good. This shows pretty much everything that's going on with the figure, and they're going to bang out this G2 one pretty quick. Then we got the same fun picture here with the Octane, Mega Octane. Is it Mega Octane? Still looks good. They're doing a pretty good job with it. You know, it's one of those things, they seem to be able to bang their combiners up pretty quick, but the fact is they've already made this, so they're just making it in a recolor. Shouldn't be too hard. Here's the entire group together, but not just yet. They're not all made yet. Still, I think it's a good set. And how many others are going to do a G2? Just saying. Or G2 or a Ruination or whatever. There's so many different colors that I get confused on that. But all right, getting into this is Mixmaster. They call it Demolitor. And I thought they were done with this. I thought they were done with their... I thought this thing was already built. I've seen so many pictures of it, either close to built or already built. But there it is. And it's an all-in-one, so you get the thigh worked into it, too. They worked that thigh out. Then they show this picture as if I don't already have it. So it's up on my shelf. It's in bot mode, though. But I guess they're saying this is the... I've seen pictures of this combined, too. So I'm not really sure why they even bothered with that. I'm a little confused on that point. Here we go with... Hey, this is important. So this is Ramhorn. Probably, out of all this stuff, the only thing I'm picking up from them. So I'm excited for it. I think it looks good. Would I like a better, higher level of paint on it? Yes. Would I like it to look like what the Fans Toys one looks like? Yes, paint-wise. But design-wise, I think it looks phenomenal. And the size-wise, I think it's correct. This is the size I want. Then we get into Fans Hobby, and this is their Hangman Snare. So it's a pretty cool repaint. Looks good. It's just, it is what it is. It's a repaint for a convention exclusive, and people seem to love it. Then we get into their Cobra Fang. So this is the Unithunder, and it is the VEO2. And so for certain reasons, all the promotional pictures they were putting out had that canopy on it, like as if you had to have the canopy on it. You know you could pull the canopy off, and it looked more like Fang, and it looks good. So I think that I don't know what the price is going to be on this. I hope this is not like the last one where it was like 120. I'm hoping this is closer to like 60 or 80 or something. But I'm going to pick it up. I mean, if Hasbro hasn't made theirs, and Hasbro's should be $55. This should be the $55 price point, unless they deem it the $100 price point. But, you know, it's not going to get a driver, so you just get it. But they do want to include drivers and all this stuff. But this doesn't come with a driver or a figure at all. Still looks good. And then here's everything they've made so far, or promised. Made and promised. And yeah, we do get their own version of AW Striker. And I do believe you're going to be able to take all those other options off to make it look more classic, just like you're able to do with Skyhawk. So it is what it is. Now we get into fans' toys that stole the show. What is the most important stuff here? And it is the Turbo. Which, kind of funny. Turbo as in, are they going to do a GoBot recolor? I doubt it, because it's not exactly the same figure, but it's still kind of cool. They call it Turbo. This is Wind Charger, and everyone says we sorely need it. Look, notice that it is more of a cartoon design. It's a toon look versus the real world look, and I like that. So it's directly and indirectly competing with X-Transbots, which X-Transbots was absent, by the way. And here we go with the bot mode. So it doesn't, to me, it doesn't look hands down light years better than X-Transbots, but it does look like an improvement. It doesn't look like a 10-year improvement over X-Transbots, but it does look like an improvement. So with that, I think it looks good, and I'm definitely getting it. I just don't know if it destroys X-Transbots, and I know that people wanted one that was significantly better. I wonder if they were just like, well, we could just do a layup on this and people will just buy it. I'm curious, but it looks good. I'm getting it. Semi-excited for it. Then we get into the big surprise. It's the FT33B Euclid Strafe. They're doing their own Computron, and so Bingo Toys hasn't even put any of their stuff out yet, so they're bot blocking Bingo Toys. Now, there's a lot of things to consider. Do you get the Bingo Toys? Do you wait for the fans' toys? But Bingo Toys will probably come out 2 years before this, because Bingo Toys, it's one of the few things they have on their plate, and this is like 10 projects, 20 projects deep with fans' toys, 15 projects deep with fans' toys. So who knows? But this is a nice looking alt mode, and here we go again on our own with the arm. And to me, that's what really matters. Like, what is your combiner going to look like? And there's the arm. Then we get into the next one, Nose Cone, looking good. And I think Nose Cone's the only one we've gotten released so far from the Craftsman toys for the Legends. But this is Masterpiece, and if you know fans' toys. Pythagoras, my theorem is that it's going to take a few years. Pythagoras, my Pythagorean theorem. This is the the combined mode, showing you what it can do. So I'm wondering, like, how much. See, it goes all the way up to the thigh from the transformation. So it looks okay. It's not blowing me away, but I'm still excited for it. Then we've got the next member of their Devastator combiner. It's the Long Haul. They call it Calatrava. Maybe I said it wrong. I do want to point out the knees. They look good. Now this looks good overall. Not a bad looking bot. I'm not really disappointed in either bots yet. Some people were super disappointed because of the parts forming, but I don't mind it. The bot itself, take parts forming off, it's fine. I don't mind parts forming. And then the alt mode, it does look better than the X-Transbots. The reasoning, I kind of feel like this will be more solid as an alt mode, but I'm really more curious about the combined mode, which looks phenomenal. It does look phenomenal. This is torso, so it's outstanding looking. I'm very interested in getting this thing done and combined, finishing this up. Very excited for that. So excited I don't have a Toy World anymore. FT40 Titanicus. So now it's got a Forticus Titanicus. I don't remember them actually having a name on it. And I'm looking over at my picture. I did blow this exact... No, not this one. One of these pictures up. They use the exact picture, just put some color to it. These are still renders. These are not... This is a render right here. But it's interesting to see the coloration, how they're doing it, and the fact they put a name to it, and it feels like it's going to move along a little bit more, and shows light up cannons, which is cool. I didn't hear anything like when they expect to get it out, or how it's going to ship, or any price point, or nothing. Just, we got pictures. So, enjoy these pictures, because it might be years still. Or next year. Who knows? I think that Lewin Resources had a big impact on this, a big influence on them wanting to get to this project or dust the project back off. That's how big the sword is compared to their blaster. And then there's options, light up options. Options are good. And you know, if you either you can have him hold it or you can let your kids play with it. It lights up. It looks like a lot of fun. And then Blaster's trying to hold up the blaster. And that's how big the gun is. I that's really creative to just... And why pick Blaster out of all of them? Like, are Blaster cells down? And hey, let's get some cells as you expose Blaster? I don't know. Then we get into these other figures that are going to be included that look pretty good too. And I don't know how it's going to ship. Because Lewin Resources was able to ship the same size item in one shipment. I'm curious. Or was it more than one box? I think it was 2 boxes. But is it going to ship in 2 boxes, 3 boxes? How they can do that? That's a lot of questions that are still unanswered. We're just looking at pictures and just going, ooh, ah. Ooh, ah. But it's still sort of the same pictures except they have color with them now. So it's interesting. And then we got these figures. Which look like it's kind of a cool little combining cars that combine into a bot picture. I do think it's pretty cool. And it's still a big boy. Still, this is the exact picture I used. And I looked at it. The exact stance, pose, everything. Except now it's got color. I used that picture years ago. 4 or 5 years. When did they announce this? 4 years ago? Well, I used it years ago and made all those videos. Alright, so moving on a little bit, we had former Hasbro CEO Alan Hassenfeld passed away at 76. And so it's one of those things that started back in the 20s with the Hassenfeld brothers for Hasbro. And I think things have changed a lot since he stepped away from operations, and just feels like Hasbro did a lot more for the consumers back in the 80s than they do now. It really does feel like that. But, I mean, Kenner was top-notch. But Hasbro still, they did more. I had fun collecting back in the day as a kid. I don't feel like it's quite as much fun collecting Hasbro stuff with the current stuff going on today. Not entirely the company's fault, but a big part of it. So, sad to see him go, because he's from a great era, did a lot of great things with the company. He made the 80s great, or part of it. But now we get into Chris Cox, and I gotta say, I heard him talk. He uses a lot of that corporate speak to sound very knowledgeable about the business, and I'm sure he has some knowledge of the business, but he's blaming tariffs for raising prices, even though we've come off the highs of tariffs. And the thing is that all of that, the whole conversation, I was just like, it's all just kind of regurgitating the same stuff we've heard, we know. But then he started talking about the future of manufacturing toys could possibly be 3D printing them. And I don't know. Is that really the direction he wants to go? To not actually manufacture it in a factory, not injection mold, but 3D print it like on a resin printer. I don't agree with that. I don't think that's a good idea at all. But, I mean, hey, what do I know? Hey fans, we'll sell you the STL files and you just print your own toys. We'll sell you the packaging. I don't know where the future of Hasbro is, but... Alright, well, what's the future of loyal subjects? Now, I made my video about the loyal subjects, and I didn't get the 40th anniversary black and gold. I don't miss it. I don't feel like I missed out on the pre-order after the pre-order after the pre-order. Now they've got some pre-orders up on their site, and look at everything. It's more expensive. The limited edition exclusive and the bundle are the same price. Everything else has gone up $10, $5, $10, or $20. It's crazy how much they are charging for their stuff. $5 or $10 more. Okay, but it's insane. And I mean, you could blame tariffs, but they already did that, and so this is just sucking the fun out of it, man. Literally, I put the video up, and then I see that they've changed the price. They put it on their own site with a higher price. It's like the more people are put off by the price, the higher it goes. I can't write this stuff. According to Toy News, there's going to be a possible reissue and recolor of the Thunder Tank. I can't think of a worse idea. I'm the shill that jumped in on this, super excited, bought it for $500, and I love it. I'm happy with my Thunder Tank. Yes, I wish it had more paint, more coloration to it than what it did, but at the end of the day, it looked good. I'm glad we got it, and it was $500. Then I have to see countless ones sell for $300 or less on eBay. Seeing the discounts at BBTS, seeing them trying to get rid of it at Entertainment Earth, and just clearance it to $300. I could have waited and got it for $300, and then now they want to reissue the item that everyone's been trying to ditch for $300 with a slight paint variation. I mean, I hope this is like, oh no, this is the Feliner. Oh no, this is going to be something different. I hope, but it's looking like Thunder Tank. I hope it's not the Thunder Tank. I hope it's not a reissue of Thunder Tank. But TNI News believes it's a reissue of Thunder Tank, and I'm like, oh, couldn't be a worse idea, in my opinion. But at the same time, like, there's a lot of people out there that do not want to pay $300 for a Thunder Tank. They'd rather pay $5 or $550 or whatever new magic number they come up with. So let's do some reverse engineering on their pricing. So Copper Kid originally came out at $55. Now it's back up to order at... Oh, I can't make this stuff up either. It's back up to order at super7.com. Now, this thing was pushing $100. There were only 3 on eBay for sale. So, hey, let's kindly get... So they did another production run and had it floated back over here. Is that what happened? Are we truly getting the Vac Metal one at SDCC? And so these just magically showed up? Or did they just say, let's create hype and FOMO and just only put out half the stock, let it sell out everywhere, and then we'll magically reappear with the other half of the stock, but $10 more? I mean, I can't make this up. I have no idea what's going on. This is frustrating. It is kind of frustrating. Now the other question is, what will the Vac Metal one cost? $75? The audacity? Do they have the audacity to charge $75 for a Vac Metalized one of these? I don't know. I hope not. I'd be upset. Alright, so I was just looking at the Snowcat numbers. It seems like everybody on the YouTubes is worried that it's not going to fund. It hasn't funded yet. I still think it's going to fund and hit at least the 14,000, if not 16, 18,000. I don't know if it'll crack 20, because people were told that the Haslab Snowcat itself was too big to be too small to be a Haslab. It was going to come out. Snowcat was going to come out as a regular release. Everyone was expecting it to be $100. To turn it into the Haslab at the last minute, probably because Ramatoy already destroyed them in the tank department. And so they're just like, well, why make a tank? Ramon's got that covered, so let's go ahead and do the Snowcat. That's probably what they were thinking. And so with that, not everyone's excited about Snowcat. No one likes really to be told that you're going to get this at retail for $100, $150 or something like that, and then to have to shell out $325. And not everyone's excited about the tiers. But I was just like, what's a vintage one go for? But I was looking them up and I found this. I didn't know Transformers Energon made a Snowcat. And they literally made a Snowcat. And this is the bot mode for it. So I'm just, this is old news, but I'm just finding it out for the first time. Some of y'all are going to be like, yeah, that's old news, Mike. I already knew that. But some other people are going to be like, I never knew that. This is a good time to talk about it. It's a good time to share the news on the news. The news. King of Fighters 1998 Joy Toy Kairai Warriors team figures. And so this is Ralph Jones, Clark Still, Leona, Hydern, and then a stage base Japan Street. So that is interesting stuff. Let's see what this stage base Japan Street looks like. That is kind of cool, like nice little diorama. Now, if I was displaying it, it wouldn't look this empty. There'd be like every Street Fighter figure crammed in there too. But yeah, it's cool that they're putting that diorama out too. I'm curious what the price of that diorama is. Diorama, and it's a good looking set. The figures look pretty good. I'm just not so into this. $38 for the diorama street set. It looks like, I don't know, is it cardboard or is it plastic? I mean, it looks like it's got 4 plastic panels and probably a cardboard backdrop. McFarlane Digital Wave 5, Classic Nightwing, Monarch, No Man's, Batman, and some more stuff. Batgirl, Monarch, Nightwing, Batman, No Man's Land, and Batman, No Man's Land with McFarlane Digital Collectible. So I don't need any NFTs for me. Let me cancel any NFTs. Wait, I've got NFTs right here. I got pictures. There. I've got the NFTs. I've got all the digital I need there. So McFarlane, Todd, you can keep the rest. I've been seeing a lot of Jaws stuff lately, just everywhere, every week. So I'll talk about this one. 50th anniversary statue by McFarlane Toys. McFarlane. It is 4.5 inch by 8.9 by 9.9, and features light up base. And is priced at $300 in a 1/48 scale. Okay, I'm not buying it. I'm just looking at it, and if you're buying it, let me know. I mean, I don't see the $300 value in it. And we got Mega Man. This is an exclusive. This is the Mega Man Neo Metal exclusive 6-pack at San Diego Comic-Con, which is... So this week's all about Tfcon, and I think 2 weeks from now we have all about the Comic-Con. So, and that's a tough weekend because stuff just keeps popping up over and over and over. So anyway, if you're interested in this, then you might want to check it out. All right, so we got Rebel Tech, Snake, and Big Boss preview. Metal Gear Solid Snake, and here's the Snake. Good looking figure. I did not really play much of the game. I played a bit of it back in the day, but it was not one of my favorites. I'm not much of the stealth assassin kind of guy. I like the action. Give me the action. But maybe there's a little action. It's intermittent action. Still a cool looking figure. Matches the character pretty well. Then I don't remember Big Boss. Is that what they're calling this one here? Is this the Big Boss figure? So I didn't play it that much, so I didn't know. I don't know a lot about it. But why do you talk about it? Because I think other people might like it and get excited about it. All right, Playmates, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1988 Classics Remastered 6-pack that comes with all these figures. Michelangelo, Raphael, Leonardo, Donatello, Master Splinter, and Shredder from Playmates, and this looks as if the texture on the remastered has been removed with the reissues, which makes them better, in my opinion. These look great. I'm not sure where to get the 6-pack. When more information is available, they'll let you know. It's TNI News will let you know about it. But pretty good looking stuff overall. I'm turtled out, but I have it in my heart for a 6-pack. I mean, you can tell this is they're at the lair. Like all these different little parts that come with the lair, the sewer lair. Pretty cool. I don't talk about Yu-Gi-Oh, but over at the Mondo Shop, this is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon soft vinyl figure for $165. It's the Kaiba variant. Seto Kaiba. Put the Kaiba on that. But I think it looks really cool. It's a soft vinyl one. This is what Super 7 is going to do their Tiamat with. I mean, if they're still making it. There's going to be a G.I. Joe Classified SDCC panel coming on July 25th, Friday, either 10 a.m. or 1 p.m. depending on where you are. Probably for me it's 11 or noon or something like that. But I mean, I'll just catch it hours later. I don't really care. I will check it out, see what's going on. I'm realizing that I'm kind of losing my excitement for Classified, and I'm loving what Super 7's doing in the O-Ring, and I'm loving just catching up on, well, kind of already caught up on the vintage stuff, but I do pick and choose more. Definitely not a completist. It'll be interesting to see what they say. Remember, I'm still thinking retro version of Snow Job, and I'm thinking a couple other things, but that's top of my list. As I am contractually obligated to talk about Star Wars because it's in my name of my channel, I still like Star Wars. Star Wars is the only reason I even collect, so I mean, I gotta stay on it. Don't have to buy anything though. So this stuff, Amazon is changing all of their dates. These, some going to August 13th, some going to August 20th. Not sure if that's going forward or backward, but if you are looking for some stuff from Amazon, then check your new updated arrival dates. It probably emailed you though, so it's not like if you've got it on pre-order, it's not like you'll be surprised. Alright, so we got some reruns for decent Star Wars Black Series Vintage Collection figures, and they're live today. Fans of Starkiller, Darth Malgus, and Phase 2 Clone Trooper for the Black Series, while TVC will get Darth Revan, which all great figures, but out of all this, my son kind of said, hey, I want a Malgus, but they're a $100 figure on eBay right now. And so I'm like, well, they're reissuing it. Like 2 days later, they're reissuing it. I'm going to get it for him. So I think he's getting back into collecting some couple of choice pieces. That's going to be a lot of fun. And so I'm getting him one because $33 though, it's a big figure. I'm shocked it sold out. I'm also doubly shocked I never saw it in the store. So I'm really shocked I never saw it in the store. But seems like one, maybe they're manufacturing artificial scarcity to try to hype up some sales, and then to get someone like me that doesn't want to pay full price for anything Star Wars. 99.99999% of my stuff is coming from Ollie's or Ross for Star Wars, and this will be like the only one I buy at retail price so far in 2025. Malgus. And I'm going to end with this. There's the Pulse Power Days sale right now. It's nothing like what they've done in the past. It's just like 15% off mostly. In the past it was if you were a pro member, you got the 35% off. So they're not doing deep enough cuts. I don't see I don't see any 50% off sales. But look through it, see if there's something you want, and if not, well, it doesn't matter. But I really think a Black Friday sale is going to be more like back in the day where you had the 35% off. But will what you're looking for survive? Not everything survives these sales. Even if it's just 15% off, some stuff will sell out. Alright, so let me know what you think about this week's weekly news and review. What else is going on out there that I did not talk about because I did have to kind of skip over some stuff. Tfcon dominated the news this week, and I can get back to other stories next week, but still kind of fun. Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and Titanium Hanger out.